Hello everyone, welcome back to Slime Rancher 2. Today I'll be showing you all the treasure pod locations in the Starlight Strand. So right at the portal where you spawn in, just jump up, and right behind on top of this cliff, there's your first treasure pod. Now we're going to be working from north to south. If you're all the way at the northern tip, well almost, except for this mountain, you jump down here, and right in here is your second treasure pod. On the island west of the main island, there's a treasure pod hiding right at the sea level. In this little bay area over here, you can jump up here. And right here is another treasure pod. If you head south from the previous area, jump on top of the red things, jump all the way over here, and here's another treasure pod. Over here on the map, there is a Gordo, a honey Gordo to be precise. Feed it his favorite fruits, which I'm pretty sure is mint mango. But if you head all the way down, and jump down here, here is another treasure pod. And while you're flying back up, if you just follow the road here, there's another treasure pod right here. When you follow the river down, there's a waterfall right here on the map. Behind the waterfall, there's a secret cave. If you give this angular statue a angular plort, you can go up this little bridge area here. And right behind this little pillar, there's another pod. Now the next one involves some climbing. And that was the waterfall we just were at. Now we need to go all the way to the top. So just hop from tree to tree and cliff ledge to cliff ledge. And all the way at the top, there is another treasure pod. So while you're on that waterfall, head slightly more north to this part of the map. Because right behind here, there's another treasure pod. From here you can just jump down. At the end of the river, if you have a rock plort, pop it in there. Follow the cave around. And here is another pod. Now the next two are pretty easy. You see this giant tree? It will have a treasure pod right at the base of it. And if that wasn't good enough, if you jump down here, parkour over the branches, there is another one right under the tree. And with branches, I totally meant roots. So for this next one, you have to climb all the way to the top of a southern part to collect another pod. Jumping down from that previous area, there's a giant hole here if you go down it. And there's another treasure pod. This one is rather simple as well. If you follow your way down here, climb up some rocks, here's another treasure pod. So if you have the map piece of this area, you probably already have this one, and if not, then there you go, there's the map piece. But you can jump down here for another treasure pod. Next up is a really tedious one to collect. At the end here, where you see this gate and this shining light, there usually is a flutter Gordo. If you can feed them nectar, which you can get at nighttime from these flowers, you will open up a path. And if you jump all the way down, all the way towards the back, there's another treasure pod. If you go to one that's probably the most southern tip of this biome, and jump down here, there is another treasure pod. So the next two are going to be in the same cave. If you go down here with a rock plort, you can enter the cave. And if you go one way, climb your way up the mushrooms, up the cliff, and then up this ledge, there is another treasure pod. Back at the entrance, right here, we jump on this cliff instead of going that way, and have a hunter plort in there. Follow this route, and right past these two gates, there is another pod. For this next one, I recommend going up the water spout that is right there. It will shoot you all the way up here, up this ledge. And if you just follow this ledge around, on the other side you can already see it, another treasure pod. This next one is gonna take a couple hunter plorts. Don't worry though, you can easily get hunter plorts from this area right here. There is this door down below here. Right behind it is another treasure pod. If you want to know how to open this door, there is a statue right there. There's another statue right on top of this cliff right here. And then there's a statue right behind on that cliff where that tree is. So right from that area, you just walk down, then up here. There's this little staircase. If you follow this up, here is the final treasure pod. I hope that helped quite a lot of you out, and see you all in the next one when they add a new biome for more treasure pods.